Hello friends, today we are going to discuss an extremely important topic about President of India. We are going to know about the details about what is the eligibility to become President of India, how President of India is elected, what are the powers and duties of President, what are the various appointments done by the President of India, and the impeachment of President of India. So let us go in detail about President of India. President of India is head of the state. What is meant by head of the state? It means highest ranking position in a sovereign state. As we all know, the current President of India is Sri Pranab Mukherjee. He is President of India since July 2012. July 2012. He is the 13th President for India and first Bengali President. First Bengali President. And the term for President of India is for 5 years. The oath of President is taken in the presence of Chief Justice of India. Suppose if Chief Justice is not available, the oath of President is taken in the presence of most senior judge of Supreme Court of India. What is the eligibility to become President of India? Article 58 of the Constitution states the eligibility to become President of India. What does this Article 58 says? A President must be a citizen of India. He should have completed the age of 35 years. He must be qualified for election as a member of the Lok Sabha. He should not hold any office of profit under the government of India or the government of any state or under any local or other authority subject to the control of any of the said governments. How is President of India elected? The procedure of presidential election is contained in Articles 54 and 55. This Article 54 tells about the creation of electoral college consisting of all elected MLAs and MPs. And the Article 55 provides the formula of uniformity in the scale of representation of different states. The nomination of a candidate for the election to the office of President must be subscribed by at least 50 electors as proposers and 50 electors as seconders. That means a presidential candidate should be proposed by 50 electors and 50 electors should support him as a presidential candidate. Each candidate who has been nominated for the president has to make a security deposit of rupees 15,000 in the Reserve Bank of India. This security deposit is liable to be forfeited in case the candidature fails to secure 1/6 of the votes polled. In case the candidature fails to secure 1/6 of the total votes polled, then he is liable to pay rupees 15,000. The President of India is elected by members of Lok Sabha, Raj Sabha, these are called MPs, and state legislative assemblies, MLAs of all states, that is 29 states, and only 2 union territories, that is Delhi and Puducherry, in a secret ballot procedure, who all participate in the election of presidents, members of Lok Sabha and Raj Sabha, that is MPs of Lok Sabha and MPs of Raj Sabha, and MLAs of all 29 states, and 2 MLAs of 2 union territories, that is Delhi and Puducherry, in a secret ballot procedure. No person can be declared elected as a president unless he secures more than half of the total votes casted. Total electors. In this, we are going to discuss how the total number of votes of all the states is calculated, what is the value of each MLA vote, and what is the value of each MP vote. So, the population figures of 1971 census are used to calculate the votes of these states. So, as per that, total electors in Raj Sabha is 233 and in Lok Sabha it is 543. So, total 233 plus 543, that is 776, and total electors of all assembly states, that is MLAs, is 4120. So, total number of votes is 4120 plus 776, that comes to 4896. So, to calculate the value of an MLA vote, we have a formula. What is the formula? Value of an MLA vote equals to total population of the state divided by total number of elected members multiplied by 1000. Now we will see an example how we calculate the value of an MLA vote. We will take the example of Andhra Pradesh state. The total population of Andhra Pradesh state according to 1971 census is 4,35,02,708 and the total number of assembly seats in Andhra Pradesh is 294. So how we will calculate the MLA vote? So it is given by the formula total population divided by total number of seats multiplied by 1000, that is equal to 4,35,02,708 divided by 294 multiplied by 1000, that gives approximately 148. That means the value of each MLA vote is 148. So total value of votes for Andhra Pradesh state, that is total 294 seats. Therefore 148 into 294, that is equal to 43,512. So we calculate the total votes for Andhra Pradesh state. So like that we can calculate the total votes for remaining all the states. Now we will see the value of an MP vote. The value of an MP vote is given by a formula total vote value of all MLAs divided by total members of parliament, that is Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. So in the previous example we have calculated the total value of MLAs of Andhra Pradesh state. Now the total values of all MLAs of all the states, it is 5,49,474 divided by total members of the parliament, that is 233 plus 544, that is 776. It comes to 708. So the value of each MP vote is equal to 708. So total value of all the MP votes, that is Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, total we have 776 MPs, that is 233 plus 543 equal to 776 multiplied by 708 equal to 5,49,408. This is the total value of votes of all the MPs. So to participate in the election of president, the total value of all the votes, that is including total value of MPs as well as total value of MLAs, is given by 5,49,408 plus 5,49,474. It comes to 10,98,882. This is the total value of votes who participate in the election of president. Now we will discuss various powers and duties of president. The primary duty of the president is to preserve, protect and defend the constitution and the law of India. He has to protect the constitution of India. He should not violate the rules and regulations and law of the constitution of India. President appoints the prime minister, and this prime minister usually the leader of the majority party and other ministers, and they hold office during his pleasures. President has to do various appointments. He has to appoint Attorney General of India, Comptroller and Auditor General of India, the Chief Election Commissioner and other election commissioners, the Chairman and member of UPSC, the governors of the states, the Chairman and members of the Finance Commission, Chief Justice and other judges. He will appoint the other judges on the recommendation of the Chief Justice, and Chief of Army, Navy and Air Force. The President is the Commander-in-Chief of Indian Armed Forces. The President can summon or end a session of the Parliament and dissolve the Lok Sabha. Rajya Sabha cannot be dissolved, only Lok Sabha can be dissolved. He can address the Parliament at the commencement of first session after the general election and the first session of each year. He can nominate 12 members to the Rajya Sabha with extraordinary accomplishments in literature, science, art and social service, and 2 members to Lok Sabha from Anglo-Indian community. Lok Sabha is called lower house and Rajya Sabha is called upper house. When a bill is passed by the Parliament, it becomes law only when it is passed by the president. After the bill is presented, president has got three options with him. First option, he can approve the bill. Second option, withhold his approval from it. And third, he can return to the parliament for further reconsideration. He can return for further reconsideration only if it is not a money bill. When after further reconsideration by both the houses, also if it is again presented to the president, then he cannot withhold his approval from it. President can promulgate ordinances when both the houses of parliament are not in session. That means when both the houses are not in session, if the government feels the need for an immediate procedure for anything, then president can promulgate ordinances. That means he can promote ordinances. And these ordinances must be approved by the parliament within the 6 weeks of its reassembly. A money bill can be introduced in the parliament only with the president's recommendation. What is money bill? A money bill is a bill which contains provisions for imposition or abolition of taxes. These money bills can be introduced only in lower house, that is Lok Sabha. And Rajya Sabha cannot make any amendments in the money bill. The President of India can declare three types of emergencies: national emergency, state emergency, and financial emergency. Now, what is national emergency? Article 352 describes about national emergency. National emergency is caused by war, external aggression, or armed rebellion in the whole of India or any part of its territory. National emergency can be imposed for 6 months. It can be extended by 6 months by repeated parliamentary approval up to maximum of 3 years. It can be extended up to maximum of 3 years. Under national emergency, fundamental rights of Indian citizens can be suspended. Till now, national emergency was imposed only 3 times. Once in 1962, that is when Indo-China war took place, and second time 1971, Indo-Pak war took place at that time, and 1975 to 1977 it's the third time. It was declared by Indira Gandhi on account of internal disturbance. State emergency. Article 356 tells about the state emergency. A state emergency is declared when there is a failure of constitutional machinery in the state. That means when there is a failure in the functioning of the particular state government, state emergency is imposed. State emergency can be imposed from 6 months to maximum period of 3 years with repeated parliamentary approval every 6 months. Such an emergency must be approved by the parliament within a period of 2 months. If needed, the emergency can be extended for more than 3 years by a constitutional amendment. That means state emergency can be imposed from 6 months to maximum period of 3 years. It can also be extended for more than 3 years by a constitutional amendment. During such an emergency, the governor administers the state in the name of the president. The third one is financial emergency. Article 360 tells about the financial emergency. President can proclaim a financial emergency if financial stability or credit of India or any part thereof is threatened. That means if there is any financial instability in India or if there is any crisis of funds, then financial emergency is imposed. This proclamation must be approved by the parliament within 2 months. And this type of emergency has not been declared in our country so far. Impeachment of the president. That means how the president can be removed from his services. Article 61 tells about the impeachment of the president. The president can be removed for violation of the Constitution of India by the process of impeachment. That means the president can be removed from his services only if he violates the Constitution of India. The charges of impeachment can be initiated in either house of the parliament, that is either in Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. The charge against the president can be initiated. Charges should be signed by 1/4 members of that house who has initiated the charges against the president. With addition to this, a 14 days notice should be given to the president. the impeachment bill must be passed by at least two-thirds majority of the total membership of that house who has initiated the charges against the president. Once the impeachment bill is passed from the house who has initiated the charges, the bill is then sent to the other house. If the other house also passes the bill with two-thirds majority of votes and sustains the charges against the president, then the president stands removed from his office from the date the bill is passed by both the houses. That means any of the house can initiate the charge against the president. 1/4 of that members of the house has to initiate the charge, and with addition to this, a 14 days notice should be given to the president, and this bill must be passed by at least two-thirds majority of the total members of that house, and then this bill has to be passed to the other house. In the other house also it has to be passed by with the two-thirds majority of the votes. Then the president stands removed from his office. So friends, this is about President of India. Please share your comments below. Thank you.